Bonjour à tous. This is the asynchronous part of l'impératif. So I don't know if you can see behind me. You should be able to see it. Hopefully you're watching this in HD and not in standard. But it is provided in your book on page 196 and 197. So l'impératif. This is a bit different because they're commands. And first of all, we have to think of when do we give commands? Well, we usually give commands to people that are very close to us or children. We usually tell children about chores, right? And so we have to think about them in English too, like clean up your room, eat your food, things like that. You can have a polite command like shut the door, please. That's a polite command, that's fine. But l'impératif is a bit different in French, and the book is going to use the tu, vous, and nous. And that's going to constantly happen because you have to think of that in French we always have the two yous, right? We have the formal, which is vous, and the informal, which is tu. And then of course we have the tu, which we'd use with, like I said, someone close, but vous to the group of people no matter what. Nous is a bit different. Nous is including yourself, so that would be let's in English. Right? So if I say espérons, that would be from the verb espérer, which would mean let's hope. Like let's hope so that will happen. In the book we use these verbs here. So we have first parler, finir, attendre, and aller. So I've got an ER verb, an IR verb, an RE verb, and an irregular verb. The irregular verb. So when we use our conjugator, it's at the bottom of the page. So bring up va te faire conjuguer or any conjugator. Go look at the bottom, and l'impératif is there in three forms. So the three forms will tell you what it looks like. Now, there is an exception. The exception is that the ER verb doesn't take an S. So if you look here and it says parle, right? You think about you're telling someone, speak, parle. When you use that, parle does not have an S. Now, if you ask the question, right, parles-tu, right, you're saying, do you speak French? Parles-tu, then there is an S. Okay, but when there is an imperative, there is no S, and that's our exception. Other than that, they're always in the tu form. So fini will be in the tu form, attend will be in the tu form, and then you can see here with va, there's no S too, because it is an ER verb in the end, even though we're talking about irregulars. So we use these with children, we use them with people that are close to us, right? There's also the negative imperatif. And we also have to think about where do they exist in our life. In our life, l'imperatif exists in directions. So grab any product you have in your house. Grab that bag of frozen vegetables in your freezer. Look on the back. Look on the back in French, and it's filled with l'imperatif. Okay? So that's what it is. L'imperatif will be there to give you the commands of what to do. It'll be there to tell you, boil water, fill this, and it uses the EZ, of course, because it's going to be polite with you. Everything on paper will use EZ. The only time we don't have EZ on paper is when we know it goes to a child. So let's say a test I write in class and it goes to a child, it will use this. And like little notebooks or summer vacation activities in France, they use tu as well for children. So let's go ahead and look through our book. What do we have? We have on page 196, I have it printed out here with me. And so this table, if you can't see it that well, it is in your book. This is the exact table that comes up. And so we have that it's the negation will be ne, the verb, and pas. And then we also have these irregular ones. So let's go through each one. So we have parle, parle, that means speak, right? Parler, and parlons. This is one I use in class a lot, right? I say parlons français s'il vous plaît, like let's speak French please. Parlons français. And if I want to say to one person, parle français s'il vous plaît. This one here, finir becomes fini, finissez, and finissons. Okay? Finis ton travail. Finish your work. Okay? Finissez vos devoirs. Finish your homework. Okay? Finissons la tâche. Let's finish the task, the chore. La tâche. Okay? Here we have attendre, which we had last class. Remember, it starts with A, open mouth A with a nasal sound. Attendre, attendre. And so attend, attendez, attendons. Attend, no, the racine's different. Remember, it just ends in the nose. Attend, attendez. Now we hear the D. And attendons. There you go. And aller. Aller will be va, which you hear people tell people, like va au magasin, go to the store. Okay? Or ne va pas au magasin, don't go to the store. Then we have aller. Aller is going to be in the vous form. Aller and allons. Être, avoir. These are irregular. And so think of expressions we use in French with être. Okay? There should be an accent here. So soit, soyez, soyons. And we have here things that go with être. So if you say don't be tired, right? And it would be with soit. Or if you want to say be polite, be polite. Sois poli or soyez poli for two people or more, or for someone that you use vous with. Okay? That's soit. Now we just finished on page 190 all the expressions with avoir, so they would go with this. Right? You might say n'ayez pas peur. N'ayez pas peur. Don't be afraid. Okay? So there you go. And they go with all the expressions with page 190. All the avoir. So those is our l'impératif. In the book it says here, it talks about the exception. Let's go through with à Pierre. So the first example says, nettoie ta chambre. So these are things we're telling Peter. Clean your room. Nettoie ta chambre. Let's try that together. Nettoie ta chambre. Then we have with rester, right? We would tell Pierre, ne reste pas ici. Ne reste pas ici. Something very important that I should speak about right now is that there's no pronoun. In French, we always have to have a pronoun, right? You always saw, right, like parles tu or je and then or vous. We always use this. But for l'impératif, there's no pronoun. You just jump right in. If you're going to talk to someone in the tu, you're not going to say tu parles because that's you are speaking. You're just going to say parle. The command has no pronoun, and that's really important because some languages don't have pronouns during just normal conjugation, but French always demands it. Let's now take a look at the next one. We have with Monsieur Dumas. So in the book it says Monsieur Dumas on purpose so that we know that we would vous voir, Monsieur Dumas. And so we would say, vendez votre voiture. Vendez votre voiture. So sell your car. N'achetez pas cette moto. N'achetez pas cette moto. Don't buy this motorbike. Okay? And the next one is to your friends. À mes amis et moi, but you're including yourself. So let's say, finissons les devoirs. Let's finish our work. And n'attendons pas Michel. Let's not wait for Michael. He's late. Okay? N'attendons pas. There are some that happen in nous a lot. So they always happen in nous, right? Especially if you think about when we want to decide something together. You might say, disons, dans 5 minutes. Okay? Minute. You say, let's say in 5 minutes. So disons comes from dire, right? If you said nous disons, that's we are saying. But disons itself as a command is let's say. Okay? On the next one, you'll have activity 12, avant le week-end. And so the activity here is, vous partez ce week-end. Demandez à votre camarade de chambre de faire certaines choses. So you're going away, ask your roommate or your coloc to do certain things around the house, right? So you might say, fais le ménage, s'il vous plaît. Or s'il te plaît is the example here because it's a roommate. Fais le ménage, okay? So clean up around the house. And then the person would be like, d'accord, je vais faire le ménage, ou non, je ne veux pas. There's lots here, and they have ER, RE, and IR. No, there's no IR there. So ER and RE verbs. On the next page, it's about babysitting. So of course, because there's a babysitter, you need to tell them, right? It says vous faites du babysitting. You're doing the babysitting chez vos deux petits cousins, at your cousin's place. Now you have to tell the children. As I started the lesson, I said it was about children. You're going to tell them what to do. So you would tell them what to do, and it's two people. So let's think about how you're going to do that. Please comment down below, like I said before. Comment how you would give them commands, and I'm really interested in knowing your answers. Number 14, une question de circonstance. Proposez à vos amis de faire ou de ne pas faire certaines choses suivant according to les circonstances. Okay, so en parenthèse here it says étudier, voyager. So you're on vacation. Nous sommes en vacances. N'étudions pas. Let's not study. N'étudions pas. Voyageons. Let's travel. There are lots of examples here. I think we know all of these for pronunciation. And then for number 15, what's about giving advice, and of course giving advice will give commands too. That's the activity. I would like to know how you found this lesson with parler, finir, attendre, aller. Give it a try, and also try to look up some verbs on va te faire conjuguer. It's at the bottom of the page, and that's where you will see the three forms. So you have to think there are three forms always in French for l'impératif, and that's important. It's important to be able to go from tu and vous, and also to nous if you're included. Let me know what you thought, and that is the video for today.